Welcome to Man Cave Media. I'm breaking up with Google Wi-Fi. Let's go. All right, a little bit of backstory. About 10 years ago, when my wife and I purchased this home, I upgraded my Wi-Fi router to Google. I started with the first gen, and I currently have the second gen, which is the first one that they called the Nest. It's like a little bit rounder shape than the first gen. And right now, that's currently what I'm still using. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. The newer one is my main router. And then the old system that I used to have is now all the access points. And so that's worked well for me, pretty much, with the exception of one thing. There's this weird dead spot in my kid's room, which is in the far corner of the house. And I tried fixing that dead spot or dead zone with another access point in my master bedroom, which is literally 10 feet from my kid's room. And it's still there. I don't understand what it is. As soon as you walk through the door of their room, the Wi-Fi signal drops down, the speed decreases greatly, you know, things stop loading, and it's kind of a pain. Now, my kids are still young. They don't have a lot of devices in their room, so that's not really that big of a deal. However, there is a spot, like a blind spot on the outside of my house, right in front of my kid's window, where the security cameras that I have out front don't quite get. And so my wife wanted to add another camera to the outside of my house to kind of get rid of that blind spot. And because of the dead zone for the Wi-Fi in their room, when I mount the camera outside, you know, it doesn't consistently connect to the network. It gives me problems. And so that, along with the increasing amount of Wi-Fi 6 capable devices I have in my home, I have decided to move on. And rather than sticking with Google Wi-Fi, I do love it for its simplicity. It's very easy to use if you are a novice and you don't like tinkering around with settings very much in your router. I highly recommend it. It's very easy to use, very easy to set up, and it works really well for the most part. That being said, as my kids get older, I want more granularity with my router settings for security reasons and stuff like that. And so for this upgrade, I decided to go with the ASUS ROG Rapture GT6. And before you get too invested in this video, this is going to be kind of a before and after kind of thing. I will unbox these, just like I unbox most products on my channel. But this is not a tutorial by any means. These have been out for a long time. There's a ton of content out there on YouTube about this particular setup. So I'm not going to go into it with that. I'm not going to take the time to do a tutorial. So if that's what you're here for, please move on. There are plenty of videos out there that will show you how to set these up. This is more of a comparison. I have an aging system. I'm replacing it with something much newer, and I want to see, the before and after, and does it solve my immediate issue, which is that dead zone in the corner of my home. So the biggest difference between the Google Home and this setup is currently I have 6 access points. My house is only 2,000 square feet, so that sounds a bit excessive. However, that's what works for me. I don't understand why, but that's how many I needed for things to work consistently. Whereas ASUS claims that with just 2 of these, it will cover 5,800 square feet and hopefully solve all my problems. So I'm going to go from 6 access points down to 2. The main router and then 1 access point. So that's going to be a bit of a change. My primary concern is back here in my office. I have my own access point mounted to the wall there. And so we'll see. My office is a detached building from the rest of my house, but it is still only about 8 feet from my living room. It's not far into the backyard. And so it should cover it. We'll see what happens. If I have to add a third one, for the wireless AI mesh, ASUS says you can have up to 5. So that won't be an issue. If I end up having to add another one, I'll just add another one. But that being said, let's go ahead and get these out of the box, and I will go over it a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it too much. These have been out for a while. There's plenty of content on these guys. This is simply a, how does it work for me? I'm upgrading from an old system. Let's see the before and after. So let's get these out of the box and get this party started. So I decided to go with the white ones, not because it matches anything in particular in my house. It's because they were on sale. Like a lot of the things I buy, especially like when I do my gaming PC refresh and the initial build for that matter, a lot of the stuff I buy is influenced by price, not necessarily by any aesthetic that I'm trying to go for. So I got the white ones because they were on sale. Retail for these guys is over $400. I got these for $360 on Amazon. At the time of recording this video, that sale is still happening, but there's going to be a lot of time passing from when I initially start this video, so they might not be on sale any longer. But as of right now, they are still on sale. Specifically the white ones. You would think that the white ones would be more expensive. That's usually how it goes with these things. But the black one costs more. Oh, that is a fancy box. Pretty cool. The way it opens. Oops, sorry, keep getting out of frame there. All right, so straight away we are greeted with an advanced Wi-Fi helper tip card. It's pretty cool. Pretty sure that's just a ASUS way of saying quick start guide. And there are the access points themselves. Now, like product pictures and advertising and stuff like that would make you believe these are a little bit larger than they actually are. But I mean, there's my hand for scale. They aren't that big. They are, considerably larger than my Google Home. My Google Wi-Fi, I mean. So they will definitely change the look of my house, especially since these are, these are so gamerified. But they aren't as huge as it seems in like advertising photos and whatnot. So I'll set these to the side for right now. Let's see what else you get in the box. These are power plugs. And there's a brick. Hopefully 2 bricks. Yep, 2 bricks. 1 Ethernet cable. Hopefully they gave me 2. Nope, just 1. It's all right. Ethernet cables are something I have plenty of. All right, the stop. Are you having trouble? Call this number and we'll do our best to not help you. App setup instructions. This does use an app similar to Google Home, but from what I hear, it's a more intuitive and way more granular. To be fair, Google Home claims to be, little, how can I put it? Google Home claims to be as user-friendly as possible, to be fair. So this is not a competition of how granular can you be. I think that's all. Yep, that's all. Go ahead and reassemble this. And this box is really cool, man. It's like on a hinge. It's very Apple-esque. So very, very Apple-esque in its presentation. But really quick, spec-wise, of course, this does support Wi-Fi 6, 802.11ax. It is backwards compatible, all the way back to N, I believe. Backwards compatible, yeah, 802.11a, B, G, N, and AC. So, it has a dedicated channel for the backhaul, which is cool because I don't have any low voltage cabling through my house, so these will be connected to each other via Wi-Fi, the same way I have my Google Home set up. So I like that it has a dedicated, you know, dedicated channel for the backhaul. 5 gigahertz, that is. It has a 2.4 gigahertz and two 5 gigahertz, two 5 gigahertz channels. Has 9 internal antennas. Has 256 megabytes of flash memory and 512 megabytes of DDR4 RAM. Oh, sorry, and a 1.7 gigahertz tri-core processor. Cool. Again, I'm not going to get into this too much because these have been out forever. There are plenty of videos on these guys, but they feature 3 LAN ports and a WAN port. USB, I think that's USB 3, or is that USB 2? 3.2. USB 3.2, which is cool if you have a NAS. I'm sorry, which is cool if you want like a network attached storage, but you don't have a NAS, I should say. Not cool if you have a NAS. If you have a NAS, you don't need that. Let's see what else we got going on here. So in the app, it features like Game Boost and stuff like that, which, I do play PC games, but mostly not online, so that's whatever. The design, like overall, is pretty cool. It's got like the see-through glass top, and it's very gamerified. Lots of fins, very aggressive shapes. You know, very gamerified. I don't know how else to put it. So they definitely look cool. When compared to the Google Wi-Fi, they win the cool factor. But that's not what I bought them for. Times. One more thing to note, if you didn't already know, the ASUS ROG logo on the outside here is RGB for more gamifiedness. So that should properly annoy my wife. Just another glowing, flashing thing in our house. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some speed tests with the Google Wi-Fi still in place, so we can do some befores, and you can see what kind of speeds I was working with the Google Wi-Fi. And then I'll get these all set up, get them in place, take the Google Wi-Fi offline, and we'll do some after speed tests so we can see the comparison and whether or not this was worth my time. And then I will also test that dead spot in my kids' room. Actually, before I take the Google Wi-Fi offline, I will go into my kids' room and show you the problem with the dead spot so that you guys can see that, and we'll see if it was worth my time to do all of this. Time and money, that is. But, all right, be back in a minute. All right, this is my gaming rig that's back here in my office. This is on the Google Home Wi-Fi. This is on the Google Wi-Fi. Just for reference, this is a Sunday afternoon at about 3 o'clock. Also for reference, I should have mentioned this in the beginning, I have FiOS internet. So that is the speed that I get back here in my office, currently on the Google Wi-Fi. I'll show you where the access point is. It's currently there. And then there's the house. So when I say my office is detached from the house, I mean it's not far from the house. It's right there. And just to be thorough, I'm gonna run the speed test again. This is on my Mac Pro, my trash can Mac Pro. Doing quite a bit better actually. Which is funny because the Wi-Fi card in my gaming rig is newer. Go figure. So there it is on the Mac Pro. Again, 2013 trash can Mac Pro in my office. All right, let's go do some speed tests closer to the main router in the house so you guys can get an idea of how that is. All right, this is my 2019 MacBook Pro, 16-inch. And we are inside my house now. Pretty shitty. For reference, the access point for my living room, right there. And that's what we're getting. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. Nowhere to go but up from that one. All right, I have my iPad Pro. This is a 2019 or 2020? No, yeah, 2020, 12.9-inch MacBook Pro. I'm sorry. 2020, 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I keep saying MacBook Pro. In my kids' room right now, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The said dead zone. The further you get into the corner by the windows over there, the worse it is. But this is by far like the most underwhelming spot of my house, and for what I pay for as far as like bandwidth, data connection, this is ridiculous. All right, so setup was fairly quick and easy. The app is very intuitive. Basically, you plug one in, and whichever one you plug into your modem is going to be the main router. And then you leave the second one within, I think it's 3 meters or something like that. And they will sync up and form the mesh. And then once you do that, you can move the other one wherever you'd like. So my second one, I have it about 20 feet away. In my living room. All right, here we are back again in my kids' room. Same exact location as before. Gonna go ahead and run speed test. And bam. It is a dead zone no longer. That is a much better result than we had before. All right, 2019 MacBook Pro. I'm in my living room, same spot, the router is right behind me. So same spot as I was before with the Google Wi-Fi test. And as you can see, it is significantly better. Like night and day. All right, now we're back out here in my office. There's my gaming rig. Just to show you over there, the Google Wi-Fi that was on the wall right there is gone. I already packed it up. I already have somebody who's going to take it. Oh, so let's see. This was the big test. Obviously, you see the Google window open, so you know that it connects. But how fast is it? That fast. You remember the speed that I got on my gaming rig before? This is the new speed. Much better, like significantly better. So the wireless card in my gaming rig is also significantly better than the Mac Pro. But I'll go ahead and switch it over to the Mac Pro just so you can see. Just for consistency's sake. But I know the Mac Pro is going to be about what it got before, which is going to be around 100. only because of the age of that guy. Only because of the age of this guy. Like I said, the Wi-Fi card in the Mac Pro is a lot older than my gaming rig, so even with the upgraded router, it's gonna get about the same speed. All right, so 2013 MacBook Pro, aka, oh sorry, I keep saying MacBook. 2013 Mac Pro, aka trash can, with the new router. Yeah, I figured as such. Upload speed is pretty good. So it should actually be capable. Let me make sure that I'm on the right network here, because it should actually be capable of 100. Yeah, I am. You know, just for funsies, the new router has 2 5 gigahertz channels. I'm gonna switch to the other one, just for funsies. Maybe there's some interference going on. Let's try something here. All right, I switched over to my second 5 gigahertz channel. This is on a different channel now than my gaming rig, and let's see if that makes a difference. Run that again. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, that was better. So still not quite what the trash can Mac Pro is capable of. But I mean, that's plenty good enough for what I do back here. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I will not have to buy a third unit to put, whoa, sneak peek. I will not have to buy a third router to put back here in my office. I'm happy with that result. All right, so as I just mentioned, the setup on this thing was a breeze. Basically, you plug in one of the nodes to your modem, and that one automatically becomes the main router. And then you set up the second one within 3 meters of the main one, and it will set up the mesh. And I saw in some comments that a few people had problems with that step, but I had no problems at all. It set up on the first try, no issues whatsoever. And then I moved the second one where it was going to live in the living room, and it rebooted and reconnected, and all is well. So you can see from the speed test results, that blind spot in my kids' room is way gone. Very happy with that result. I have since mounted a security camera out in that corner of my house, and it is working beautifully. Could not be happier with that. From my living room, same spot on my 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, you can see significant improvement there. And then back here in my office, now my 2013 Mac Pro, the Wi-Fi card in that guy is pretty old. It's not gonna get more than 100 megabits per second, sorry, megabytes. Which, you know, after I changed it to the second 5G Wi-Fi, it got close to that number, but it's not going to do any better than that. But my gaming rig, on the other hand, that has a better Wi-Fi card in it, and you saw the comparison. And this is, you know, a room detached from my home. It's about, a rough guesstimate, it's about 10 feet from where the node is in my living room. And there is, you know, 2 outer walls and a giant glass door that separates this area from where that node is. So super impressed with that result. Very happy that I don't have to buy a third one. That's a significant money savings. And yeah, overall, I'm very happy with the performance. I haven't really dug into the parental controls and stuff like that. It lets you get a lot more granular than Google Wi-Fi. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, one of the reasons why I went with Google Wi-Fi was its simplicity. And now that my kids are getting older and they have more of a technology presence, I want to get more granular with my security and make sure that they are protected from the ugly world on the outside. So I haven't dove into that yet, but I'm excited to get started with that. And pretty much the only thing I've done was I set it up for my Plex server, which that was already pre-configured. There wasn't really much I had to do there. So that was nice. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really dove into it. But so far, I'm loving it. It was definitely worth my time and definitely worth the money. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you again for stopping by. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and help feed that algorithm. I hope you have a great evening, and like always, thank you for watching. Keen-eyed viewers may have noticed this guy just chilling right here. Yes, I recorded the second half of my unicorn video and this video on the same evening. I'm a father of 3 with a full-time job. Get over it.